It's about Maradona, yes?
Maradona.
With the famous, what is the name of this moment? They call it the hand of
The
God.
hand of God. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the hand of God. No, it was in Mexico, '86. Okay, today we're going to talk about cheating moments. All right. I mean, moments in which you were not very honest. So, have you ever cheated in a test or an exam? Do you remember when you were at the school or
In the
university?
school.
Do you remember when, what exam?
In my case, sometimes math.
Oh, maths exam. Yeah,
Yes.
of course. Maths is a difficult subject, right? What about Carlos? Have you ever cheated?
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember it was 20 years ago, more or less,
Oh,
in high school.
high school, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You, Ada, do you remember a time you cheated in an exam?
It easy to never, teacher, because it's impossible.
Okay. Really?
But in school.
Yeah, of course. No, it's people always cheat in school. That's
Yeah,
typical. What
in
about
key, in chemist, maybe.
chemistry? Yeah, difficult
Yeah,
subject. A difficult subject.
yeah, terrible.
A lot
I,
of formulas. Rodrigo, what about you? Do you have you ever cheated in a test or never?
Yes, of course, in math.
Math too, right? John, you want to say something?
Yeah, Miguel. For example, in my case, I sometimes cheating in the exam in the school, no?
School exams. The school
Yeah,
exam.
chemistry or maths. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the most difficult subjects. Okay, thank you very much. Microphone off. Thank you. All right, today we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about cheating moments, but in sports. All right, cheating moments in sports. For example, um, in which sports there are more cases of cheating? How is it possible to cheat in them? In football, can you cheat? Of course, right? Maradona, for example, no, in that famous goal, he cheated because he used his hand to score a goal. All right. Can you cheat in this any other sports?
In the swim, for example.
On swimming, for example,
Yeah,
how?
in the swimming. Yeah. In the swimming, because in the last Olympic, yeah, was a case with a with a player, no?
Okay, with doping, you mean? Or
Yeah, for example,
swimmer?
this swimmer was used a drugs.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
using drugs.
yeah. On the other hand, for example, in the books, well, is impossible cheating, no? It's
Mm,
impossible cheating.
it's impossible, you think? Okay, excellent. What about you? For example, what do you think, Jose?
For example, in swimming, yes, it's possible. For example, the case of the Peruvian swimmer,
Mm-hmm.
Mauricio Fiol, that twice or three times, if I'm not wrong, he took some supplements or some prohibited drugs
Mm,
to improve his um,
performance?
his performance. Yes. Or for example, in boxing, in box for Mike Tyson, who bite his opponent,
Oh, yeah.
his ear opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
other cases, yes.
So yeah, yes, continue. Other cases, for example.
Other cases, I think that the most common is when they took drugs to improve their performances.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Okay, you mentioned something interesting. No, when you pay someone, no, to win or to win the match or to win the competition, no? You can pay someone to have an advantage, right? Okay, so today we're going to continue. We're going to talk about that. So let's look at our book. Where is the book? Let me see a moment. Oh, it's here. For example, this is a topic. If you really want to win, cheat. This is a topic. And in which sports are there most cases of cheating? How do people cheat in this sport? Okay, we have already talked about that. You have here three famous cheating moments in sports. For example, number one, what is the first?
The hand of God?
The hand of God, no? Divine intervention. The hand of God, the hand of Maradona, no? And it was called the hand of God. The hand of God. The second is, what is the sport?
Athletics.
It's a marathon, no? Marathon race.
Marathon, yes.
And how can you cheat in a marathon race? For example, how can you do that? Well,
by taking drugs to run faster.
By taking drugs, consuming drugs, or maybe you can take a shortcut. I don't know, a shortcut, un atajo, no? A shortcut.
Yes.
And that's possible too. Or that number three is Dishonestchenko. No? What is the sport? What do you think is the sport here?
Esgrima. How do you say esgrima?
Esgrima. How do you say esgrima? You say fencing.
Fencing. Okay.
Fencing. Is possible to cheat in fencing? Yeah. Maybe.
It seems possible.
You can use some devices, right? Some devices to do that, right? But it's possible. Today we're going to talk about famous cheating moments in sports: football, athletics, and fencing. So first, I want you to read about each of these moments, and you have to tell your partner how did these people cheat in these sports. What did they do to cheat? All right? You have to explain to your partner. So you have 5 minutes to read first, and then we have to talk to each other. Okay, I want you to summarize, okay, the cheating moment in each sport with your partner. I want you to tell him what happened, okay? What was the situation? How did these people cheat? Okay, I want you can start by saying, well, you can say, well, according to the text, or maybe you can say, it is said, the text mentions that, well, also, you want to, or besides, in addition, and you can say finally when you want to end your summary. Try to use some phrases, okay? Well, according to the text, it says that, and you say what happened. Try to mention the person, the year, the moment, and what was the cheating in each sport. So, Karen, can you tell us what do we have to do? Can you repeat my instructions?
Yeah, we should summarize the information we have basing on the moment they cheat on sports. And we need to start like using connectors, well, according to the text, and besides, and finally, like giving a structure to our speech.
Perfect, excellent, very good. So you're gonna work in pairs or in groups of?
Maradona scored a goal, but it was protested by the other team because they say that he was cheating. What do you think?
Well, yes, I read the same. I mean, he had scored the goal with his hand, and
Yes.
the match was stopped. Yeah. but finally, and he was really famous because of this phrase he said. It was partially the hand of God. It is
Yes,
amazing. This man, I mean, did you know he died last week?
yes, I see the news. It's really bad. I really feel bad because of him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but at the end, did you remember what happened at the end of that match?
Yes, I remember that Maradona scored another goal, and they won 2-1, and they went to win the World Cup.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yes, he cheated by using his hand to score a
Yeah.
goal. Yes. The next day, the day after, he said that it was part his hand, part hand of God.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Historic sport, no?
Yeah,
Yes.
it
Yes.
was a historical moment in the
Historical moment.
historical
Historical
moment
moment.
in the football, yeah, in the
Football.
World Cup. Wow, and he died just last week, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
And
Yeah.
well, everybody, well, was shocked about this news.
Mhm.
Where did you hear the news? For example, I remember I was traveling to Lurin when my friends in WhatsApp, they sent me a message that he had died, and I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a joke, but well, later I realized that it was really true. Well, what
I
about you?
I I was watching TV,
Mm.
and one friend sent me the image,
Oh,
the post,
mm-hmm.
immediately I changed to
The news.
Argentinian channels,
Oh,
ESPN, Fox,
yeah,
and then I realized that it was true.
yeah. They were talking about the same thing, right?
Yes,
Well, it was a
yes,
shame, no? Because it was a very uh, special guy, you know. He was different from a different world. I mean, he was very different. Well,
yes.
but he died.
Mhm.
He finished his race in only 3 hours and 13 minutes, and it was done due to the help of his friend who give him 18-kilometer distance uh, coverage in his car. So one of person shouted that it was cheating. So other persons or spectators are also shouted that it is cheated. So that was the second cheating moment mentioned here. And in the third one, that is related to fencing. Boris, uh, who was an army officer and working in Soviet Union, won the title, but he has set a you can say cheating material in his sword, so that whenever he pointed towards his opponent uh, opponent, that is fox, he get the point automatically. But
Mm-hmm.
this cheating was captured by the uh, examiners, and
Mm-hmm.
they cancel their this competition, and he was facing the disgraceful moment, and he has to return at home without any trophy or reward. And the next day, the the Britain newspaper called him disownsico.
It's on his Chansko, no?
This
It's on his Chansko.
disenchenko.
It's on his Chanko, no? This is a nickname for being dishonest, no? Dishonest. It's on his Chanko.
Yes.
It's on his Chanko. It's like it was a nickname. Okay, from these three moments, which one do you think was the most, the worst, the most terrible, the worst cheat? Do you think the first, the football, athletics or fencing? What do you think, Carlos?
Mm, As far as I concerned, is number 2, athletics.
Oh yeah. Why? Why do you think it was the most dishonest cheat?
Well,
Speak
see,
up, please. Speak louder because we hear you, but very low. You can speak up. Yes.
okay. Well, it seems is well the cheating is terrible, no? Because well, no coverage, but I don't. The truth, I don't know. I don't know. Never this case, no? The athletics is the first
Mm.
time I I know this news,
Mm-hmm.
no?
Yeah, he traveled in a friend's car for 18 kilometers. Wow, so
Yeah.
it was a big advantage, no?
Uh,
So
is I don't know how
he did it, no? How he?
the referee. I don't know is there is a the referee. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
No, I don't know how the people.
noticed that,
Uh,
right?
yeah, don't see. Don't no say. I don't.
Yeah, it sounds like yeah, it was a good cheat, no? It was very planned, well planned, I suppose. But in the end, someone saw him and someone discovered his cheat, and he was finally punished, and he didn't receive any gold medal. No? He was banned. As I said, he was banned from athletics, so he was not accepted anymore, right, for doing this. And for you, what about the most terrible cheat? Is Adil? What do you think the most terrible and why?
Mm, I think the most interesting and terrible cheating is in fencing because Boris was a very intelligent person
Yeah,
and he already fitted a device which can enhance his scoreboard
scored the
by
point.
just hitting the yes, and I think he got
I I don't take a picture.
Oh,
Yeah, number 3, I don't take a picture.
okay. Here you have this number 3, fencing. What happened in fencing? Look at the.
Okay. One moment, please.
Yes, take your time. So we have here 3 important moments in the world sports history, all right?
yes.
Cheating moments. So what about the first? What about football? What happened in this moment? Ada, can you explain us about what it is about?
Yeah. I don't like football, teacher, but
I know women.
I don't understand this situation, but I think in the test mentioned that Maradona had scored the goal his hand,
With his
and
hand, yeah.
the next day he only said it was partly the hand of Maradona and partly the hand of God,
Yeah.
and all the world accept this
This-
cheat and this situation, and,
Yeah.
and
And he became famous.
I don't understand really.
Okay, no problem. It's okay. Yeah, it's true. I mean, Maradona cheated. Where he said that, right? He said that it was partly his hand and partly the hand of God. And Argentina went to win the World Cup because of that goal, right? He became famous and so on. Excellent. What about the second, athletics? What happened in the second, for example, Karen? Can you tell us what is the situation in the second moment?
Yeah, it was Fred Lors in 1904. 1904 is okay to say.
Yeah, 1904.
Okay. It was a marathon. They were running a marathon, and suddenly, when he already, people thought he already won, but they found out a picture where he was with the president's daughter, So they just found that 18 kilometers of the 42 kilometers were he made it in a
Oh.
friend's car.
Yeah.
And at the end he was banned from athletics.
Yeah. So wow, that was amazing. How he did it, right? It's a good question. How he could have done that? I know. Apparently, he thought nobody had noticed, but some people saw, and they said that, no, you are a cheater, and he was banned, as you said. Wow. What about number 3, Rodrigo? Can you tell us about what happened in the third situation?
Yes, it says that in the text says that Boris Onischenko was an army officer, was competing against Jim Fox from Britain in 1976, and it says that he get points without like
Hitting
the opponent.
Yeah.
And so the examiners look for his sword, and they saw that the hits he do were like get points without touching the sword. I don't know how to explain it so well, but
Yeah. The light of the turn on, you said, no? To turn on the
yes,
but on the scoreboard, but without touching his opponent, no? So he had introduced a device or did something with that, and he could. And what happened after that? The British newspaper, what did they do?
well, after that, he went home, and the British newspapers called him like Dishonishenko.
Dishonishenko.
Like, yes.
Like dishonest, no?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a nickname that they put it for doing that. Yeah, and well, he went home in disgrace. That means he was very badly seen by people. Okay, from these 3 cheating moments, which do you think is the most terrible, the worst for you, and why? Which one do you consider the most terrible cheating, the most disgraceful, let's say? Number 1, number 2, or number 3, and why? If you could choose one, you can raise your hand if you want to.
Teacher, for me, the most terrible moment is the first, because the second and third was detect the problem, detect the cheat, but in the first, never accept that this situation is how do you say? Me faltan palabras. Injusto,
unjust, unfair.
Yes, the first is terrible. It's correct. Scandalous.
Yeah, it was scandalous. Yeah, very scandalous.
Yes, and all the world accept the situation. It was terrible for me. I was a lawyer, teacher. I know.
Okay, you're a lawyer, yes. So you.
I'm a lawyer. The first case was terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. You look for justice.
All the world accept the situation.
Yeah, but it's part of the
only that Maradona was Maradona and accept. Oh no, I won't accept this situation.
I think it was a mistake of the referee, but it was a mistake of the referee.
Yes.
Well, that happens sometimes. In football, it's very common to see these mistakes. Okay, and we accept it because they are human beings, so they can make mistakes. But well, maybe Maradona didn't. Well, he just took advantage of that situation. But well, it happens, right? It's football, and these situations happen. Yeah, Karen, for you, what was the most dishonest moment?
I'm sure Ada likes football because she's so passionate about it. Yeah, that tells us everything.
Yeah.
Well, I think Maradona, yes, he only took advantage. It's not meaning that he wasn't wrong, but for me, the third one was the worst one. I mean, because I think he just invented something electronical with not depending on his own capabilities. Although he was good because he was there, I mean, why using something else? I mean, just inventing something just to cheat on people and cheat on him.
Yeah.
And the second one, to me, like, he was, I don't know if he was just so sure he was going to win that he went on a how you say, on a trip with his friend.
Yeah, it was something more, something that they premeditated, right? It's something that they in advance. No, Maradona was at the moment. He didn't. It was, but the others two were like they thought about this. No, they and on Ischenko probably was the word because he prepared a device, or if he took his time to cheat. No, it was more elaborated than the others. Probably that makes it the most terrible. Do you agree, Jose? What do you think? What do you think about this?
Yes, well, for me, I think maybe the second case was the most
Scandalous.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yes, the most scandalous, because he didn't even run. he didn't even compete.
Yeah.
In most of the race. Maybe in the other cases, at least they competed. Without taking that they obviously cheated.
Yeah.
But maybe for me it will be the second, because he didn't even run, he didn't even compete like the other competitors. And I think this was the worst one.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Muhammad, what about you? What's your point of view about these three situations? Which one is the worst for you and why? Rodrigo, what about you? Ah, Muhammad, yes, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's. I think the third one is the most worst one because he did it intentionally, as he fitted electronic device in his word. So that is most terrible, and he was there intentionally. So he was sure that nobody will found the mistake, and nobody can locate the cheating device. But it was it definitely he was successful, as the referee was unable to locate his cheating plan, and it was the Fox, his opponent, who pointed out that there is some mistake, as the sword is not hitting him, and he is gaining some points on screen board. So it was I think sorry, and this is the most terrible and worse condition if we look and compare to the others, because if we go on Maradona goal, and we also know that while playing football it may happen and we don't notice, as our mind is not perceiving everything around us which are taking place, and even we are touching the football with the hand, it may be not noticed, or and in and it is not in our intention as well.
Okay.
So I think the fencing or the Boris activity is most worse than.
Thank you very much, Adil. Okay, excellent. Very good points, all of you. You have made excellent points. Okay, now we're going to talk about what about you? I mean, in your case, talk about a time that you cheated intentionally or maybe unintentionally. Okay. For example, I remember that maybe it could be considered cheating, but sometimes when I travel, or sometimes happen to me that when I buy something, or it happens to you maybe when you buy something, you pay with, for example, 10 soles bill, and you receive a change that is more than you expect. No, sometimes that happens, and you say nothing, okay, and you keep with the money. That could be a cheat. I don't know. This is something that comes to my mind. What other types of cheating have you ever been involved in, intentionally or unintentionally? I don't know, or maybe the time when you cheat in an exam, for example, no? When you copy the exam, or when you pay the police for not giving you a fine, that could be also cheat. Or I don't know, or when you say a lie to your parents or to your girlfriend or boyfriend, I don't know, that's also a cheat, right? So think about a cheating moment in your life. What happened? What was the cheat and why did you do that, all right? Take some time to think about this situation. And then you will talk to your partner and tell him about this experience. What happened? Why did you cheat? What? All right, and give some details. All right, so Ada, what do we have to do? Can you repeat my instructions, please? What do we have? What is the situation about?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay.
I talk about my cheating situation.
Yeah, you have to talk about a cheating situation that you ever had. Okay.
Yeah.
So, for example, I don't know, a moment that you intentionally or unintentionally cheated on something. All right.
Yeah.
For example, I gave the example. No? When you keep with a change, no? When you pay something and you receive more money, that is kind of cheat. Or when you take the bus and you don't pay, for example, the bus fare, no? That's a cheat. For example, I remember when I traveled when I went to another country, and I took the tram, no? You could enter into the tram and you could get on, and you don't, and you have to insert a card, no? So you can get charged. But I went and I didn't know, and I didn't put anything, and I just sat down. But well, I didn't pay. No, that's a kind of cheat, for example. What about you? Think about a situation like that, and you have to work in pairs, all right? And tell your partner. Come on, work in pairs. Yeah. Mohamed, you're going to work with Rodrigo. Eric, you're going to work with Hamad. Joseph, Jose, you're going to work with Carlos. And Ada, you're going to work with Karen. Okay, come on. Discuss together this situation. Okay, hello, Eric, hello, Hamad. Eric, for example, oh, hello, Hamad. Can you hear us?
Hi. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're talking about a cheating moment. Okay, we talk about some moments in sports where famous cheats. For example,
right.
Maradona's the hand of God, no? Maradona's goal with his hand, or a marathon race, no? And also in the sport, fencing sport. Okay, now you have to talk about a cheating experience that you ever had. Do you remember any that you can tell us? Something that happened to you? Do you have any idea about this, or?
Basically, I'm new in here, and even though I don't even try to prepare myself for that, so I don't have any idea that what would be the cheating and how to do that.
Okay, it's okay. Eric, what about you? Can you tell us about a cheating situation in your case?
Okay, in my case, for example, sometimes I cheat. I don't know, maybe PlayStation or eat the sweet dulces.
Okay. Sweets, yeah. Would you eat sweets?
Eating sweets. I don't know, maybe I speaking my son for about distraction in any situation or place, no?
So you cheat. How do you cheat? I mean, you cheat by.
For example, I told maybe, for example, my son need a sweet or everyday PlayStation. For me, I told about it's not possible. I don't know. Maybe I'm going together with a running for the beach or bicycle. No.
Okay. All right. That's a example. Okay. Well, in my case, yeah. You spend time with your son, okay, running or doing some activities. Okay. And what about Hamad? What about you? For example, what do you do? For example, okay, tell us about you, Hamad. Do you work? Do you study? Tell us. What do you do?
You want to ask me about myself?
Yeah, about something about you.
Right, fine. My name is Mohammad Madali, and I've done my MBA, Master's in Business Administration, and the specialization was Human Resource Management. And
Okay.
currently, I am working in the domain of human resource, and I am the supervisor in my department. I'm leading the group of 4 people, and I am from Pakistan, and Karachi is the city where I am currently residing, and I think that's all.
Okay, very good. Eric, what about you? Can you tell us about you? What do you do? What's your job?
Yeah, I remember, for example.
Okay, the question is about you. Tell us about yourself. What do you do? Do you work? Do you study? What's your job?
My job?
Yes, about your occupation. What do you do? Okay, anything else? Something you want to say about you?
In my job?
Yes. Can you hear me well? ¿Me escuchas bien?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Reference cheating? Reference cheating?
No, it's about you. Okay, but don't worry. Okay, I will bring all the people to the main session. Okay, so we can discuss about it. Okay, this was the topic. Okay, a time you cheated. Okay, you have to talk about a time you cheated in an exam or in a sport or at any moment. For example, what were you doing? Where? When? What did you cheat? And what happened? This is the topic. So, any volunteers to talk about a time that you cheated? And what happened? Where? When? Why? And so on. Jose, for example, what about you?
Yes. For example, while I was talking with Carlos, I told him that maybe I didn't cheat it in my benefit.
Okay.
Instead of benefit of others. When I was in high school, sometimes during the math exam, I used to pass the answers to my friends using the calculator.
Okay.
I used to give them the answers, so they they could pass their exams.
Okay. So
That's what. Yes, sorry.
It was a good deed, a good action.
Yes, maybe, but it was cheating. It
Yeah,
was
of
cheating.
course, you were cheating.
So that's why I consider this occasion as cheating.
Yeah.
Maybe because I mentioned not in my benefit, but in benefit of others.
Of others. They didn't pay you anything for that. It was
No. I didn't gain anything.
in
I didn't
return.
gain any money
Okay.
from this.
Excellent. Okay, good. Ada, what about you? Do you remember a time you cheated?
Yes, teacher.
What happened?
I remember that in an occasion when my daughter, how do you say? Take my phone.
Okay.
And she saw a inappropriate video.
Oh. Yeah.
And I don't remember. I only remember that I said Romina, and she loved
At you?
empezó a reír.
She was
Yes,
laughing. She was laughing.
Yes.
She was laughing.
I mean, it was a shameful moment in my life.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. It was a embarrassing situation for you. Embarrassing situation. Okay, what about Rodrigo? Can you tell us about a time you cheated in a sport, exam, or any other?
Yes, of course.
What happened?
I was in school for final exams at the end of the year, and with a friend, we were passing as answers to give us the result, like the answers. And after that, anybody noticed it.
Okay, guys, one moment. My battery is low. I will find my charger. Just give me a second. Okay. Because if not, it's going to turn on. Okay, sorry, my battery was very low. Okay, so now you're going to continue with the next activity. Okay, you have to talk about a really exciting sport or event that you saw. You have to talk about where and when was it, who was playing, what happened, and why was it so exciting. Okay, you have to talk about that. And also a time you had an accident or you got a sports injury. What were you doing? How did the accident happen? What part of your body did you hurt? What happened next? And how long did it take you to recover? Please take a picture because maybe it's difficult. Well, if you have the book, this is on page number, let me see, page number 9, page number 9, all right? If you don't have the book, just take a picture so you can discuss with your partner about this topic. Okay? Have you? All right, let's work in pairs. We're going to work in groups of 3 or 2. Come on. Okay, Hamad, can you join? Very good.
That 20 man the last room was in progress, and Pakistan was batting, Bangladesh was bowling, and
Okay, can you hear? I think his connection was low, was very weak. Okay, Rodrigo, what about you? Can you tell us about an exciting
Hello.
sport? Yes.
Yes. I play basketball with friends at school, and like when we were 11 years old, maybe, and and the ball like fall on top of my head, and
Oh,
it was passing like on top of the heads
talking
of
about
everybody, like a sequence, and it was
oh,
really funny.
yes,
it was an accident.
Yes, it was really funny.
Okay,
Also,
all right. So it was a small accident. Okay, I understand. Okay, continue, continue. Sorry, I had to interrupt you. Okay, continue.
no,
Hello. You have some connection problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. I will send you with a second group, okay?
Um, um, how do you say? I know, play bicycle.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Bicycle.
Ride a bicycle, sir. Very good. Ride a bicycle. I was riding a bicycle.
Yes. I remember that he only said me, how do you say, sube?
Go up.
Get on.
Get on.
Go up and only go. But I remember that he, how do you say, prestar?
He lent me.
He lent me his bicycle, as a big bicycle.
Oh,
And I
you fell over.
Yes, and Subi.
Yeah. You said I rode on the bike, and I rode on the bike, or
I run on, yes, I run on a bike, but I couldn't
reach the pedals.
Yes, I control the bicycle, and how do you say chocar?
I crashed. Yeah, I crashed.
I crashed with a big stone.
Oh.
Yes, and I falling.
Of course. It was a terrible experience.
Yes.
And then can you ride a bicycle now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thanks God. Now it's possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a terrible situation. And you, Jose, the same? What happened to you?
Well, for me, once I got injured while I was preparing for a marathon, 10 kilometers marathon.
Okay.
The week before, I hurt my ankle.
Oh.
I hit my ankle, so I rest the whole week in order to be ready for the race.
Okay.
I ran the race with a little pain, but it was supportable, so I did it.
Okay.
Yes, and about the first subject about an exciting sports event, I went to the stadium when Peru classified
for
the match with against New Zealand.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, I went when they played with Colombia.
Okay, but they've also.
Yes, I couldn't go when they played with New Zealand, so I went with Colombia.
Okay.
And it was exciting because all the crowd was hearing the other matches.
Yeah, of course.
How did Chile was
beaten by.
Sorry, how was Chile? How was Paraguay? How was the other teams?
Yeah, of course.
And when they score in another match, we hug or we celebrate as an own goal.
Okay.
So it was really exciting until the last minutes.
The last minute. Well, yeah, of course. It was very. Everybody was like anxious to know the results of all the teams in that day, right?
Yes.
It was amazing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What graduated from university, we planned a trip to Colorado to ski, and it was amazing because all my friends knew how to ski, but I didn't. So they just went like, "Hey, we're gonna come up, and you just jump, and we see you there." And it was like, what? Okay. And then I went up and I took this chair, and I just I didn't do anything. I just went there, I jumped, and I just directly went into how to say, I crashed with a tree.
Oh.
And I really got injured my neck, and since that was 20 years ago.
Wow.
And since that time I have been injured. Like I didn't recover really well. I have taken many therapy, like physiotherapy.
Okay.
But not really good.
Oh, it was a big impact with a tree, I think.
Yes.
Wow, but they didn't. Wow, it was a bit. How can you say this? Okay, they didn't say to you anything about how to ski, how to bend, how to go, how to move.
They were like, that is so easy to you. And I was like, I mean, how can I just how do you say, to put the brakes or
how to break that ski? Yeah, of course you need to have a technique to do that.
Yeah.
I would never do that because I know it's dangerous. It's like, for example, rollerblading. I was learning how to rollerblade, and for me it was like even when I am on the ground, I sometimes fail. So I think it was very dangerous too. But skiing, I think, is more dangerous than that because you cannot stop. I mean, you just go down and that's it.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it was a miracle that I didn't die there, or I didn't end up in the hospital. But I was one day in bed, just trying to recover. Yeah.
Of course. Okay, guys, you finished? Muhammad.
We can hear Mohammed.
Oh, Mohammed.
Yes, I am here, but right now the network is good. I was unable to listen the whole conversation.
Okay, I got it. All right. Okay, good. So this is about an accident that you had, right? An accident. Okay. Let's go to the main session. Okay. So finally, I'd like to talk about this all together. A time that you saw or met a celebrity. When was a time that you saw or met with a celebrity? I want you to think about it, all right? A time that you met a celebrity. For example, in my case, I remember that once a friend called me to meet him in the Swiss hotel. He wanted to tell me about a project, a building project, to buy an apartment in the south in Asia or near Asia. And he said, no, let's meet at the hotel at this time. Okay, I went just to talk about this project. And when I met there, when I went there and I arrived in the hotel, I didn't know or I didn't remember that Peru was to play against Argentina that the next day. So all the Peruvian team, they were concentrating in the Swiss hotel. And when I arrived, I saw Paolo Guerrero, I saw the famous Peruvian footballers, and I could take a picture with him, with Paolo Guerrero. I still have it in my mobile phone, and I saw him, and well, it was very very nice to meet him in person. Okay, he was very humble. Well, he took a picture with me, and that's it. And I remember that moment because I didn't expect it. So, what about you? When was a time that you saw or you met a celebrity? Do you remember? And can you tell us a little about it?
Well, it was a long time for me. I don't know if you know Laureano Brizuela. He's from Argentina. Now he's old.
Okay.
But I don't know if some of them.
Is a singer or?
He is a singer, yeah. But he was very famous in a not many places, but here in Mexico a long time ago. Not now. He's really old now.
Oh.
But I was crazy about him. He came here and I went to see him, but a friend of mine knew the guy that was bringing him to sing. And she said, oh, he can take you to talk with him. I was really little. I mean, I was like about 15 years old. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And my friend took me to see him, and he was really kind. He said, hey, you want to come here? I mean, come here and we can have dinner.
Oh.
And I was, well, that's good. So he was talking with me all night, like having dinner, and in his no one else. I mean, it was amazing, but he was really kind. He was asking me about my family and where I was from. And at the end, he gave me a little, like a gift. We saying, okay, well, nice to meet you. So we said bye, and my parents were waiting for me in the lobby. Yeah. But it was really good. It really was a kind person.
Okay, can you repeat his name?
Laureano Brizuela.
Laureano Brizuela. And he sings what type of music?
Romantic songs. It is some in Spanish. It's called Sueños Compartidos. It's the most famous song.
Yeah. So he's like Nelson Ned, romantic, like Roberto Carlos, something like that.
Not so not like.
Yeah, but the music, the romantic, you said.
Yeah. The kind of music is the same. Yeah.
Romantic. Okay. Laureano Brizuela. Okay, interesting. And well, Argentinian people are very, very nice, very friendly. They are very open, very sociable. I think that's a reason. What about any other person who might have an experience with another famous person?
Well, in my case, you heard me, Miguel?
Yes, Carlos, of course.
Okay, in my case, I remember 8 years ago, more or less, I went to see my wife at her work in San Isidro.
Okay.
I worked but the front Westin Hotel.
Okay.
And I saw the Guns N' Roses drummer. His name is Max Sorum.
Max Sorum, the drummer of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Well, I crossed the street and he is tired in the Westin Hotel, no? I asked him for an autograph.
Autograph, yeah.
Yeah, autograph and a picture. Wow, very, very excited for me this
moment.
time. Yeah.
Of course, He's your favorite band? Is it?
Oh, several diverse band, similar style, no? Similar style.
Excellent.